held the cord for that's a Guinness World Record still, is it not?
It hasn't. There's rumors that a guy in Germany beat it. Nobody can verify it, so it's like it is still officially. But I think we're gonna have to have like some verification on the German guy.
Well, I think he cheated because his hand cramped so bad that it turned into a claw, and he was able to hold that for that long.
Yeah, I suspect he was using an Ebo as well, which is it's just not fair.
And you went and just ate some burgers afterwards, and you were fine. And then you went and played some piano.
Yeah, I went and got a mountain burger, called it a day.
my 13th favorite moment, it's quite bloody, but I do love when our friend from Roadhouse is chasing down El Mariachi, Antonio Banderas, and he tries to shoot at Salma Hayek's character, but then when he gets him on the ground, so El Mariachi flips the script to get shot in the arm, but then he puts the two guns up to the guy's head, and then shoots him, and then blood just sprays into his face. That's such, I don't know if they showed that in the trailer, but I think it's a great way to show that you blew somebody's head off without showing how you blew their head off. It's such a good indie gag, and I love it. Just splats him with blood. Glorious.
Yeah, no, and I think he did that well with like he not just afraid of showing on-screen violence, but he would do some stuff where it would be like what you don't see is worse than what you actually do see.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that,
you know
that
what I
guy's
mean?
head is spaghetti right now.
And I think a lot of that comes down to budget, like learning how to do it without a huge budget, kind of like with Jaws. You know, we can't show the shark, but we can show these yellow barrels, and then your mind actually makes the shark look scarier than the shark would have looked as it was. So, yeah, I'm with you all the way on that one.
You're bringing the heat tonight, my friend.
All right, so my number.
You're walking away from explosions tonight. That's what you are. And there's two of those moments in this.
Yeah, so it's not even that. It's in the excuse me, but I used to work in a bar, so I know what it's like to wait on people and to bring them drinks that they order and all that. And I just want to bring it to your attention that the service here needs immediate improvement. And then that whole back and forth is so great. Like
You're still here?
It's so perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I love.
She's just going on.
Oh, what did they drink? Did they ever get served?
They order drinks. They never come. And she's like, what does she say? She says, "The waiter, where is he? And don't tell me he's still in the bathroom."
Oh, man.
Our waiter took our orders, took a long time getting them, and then he never came back to see if he wanted anything else. We did. Nor did he give us a bill. We've been waiting for the bill so we can get the hell out of here. And then he was going to shoot her. He was going to shoot the girl.
Yeah, he shows him the thing. Hey, because they would get away with it. And he's like, nah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Guess whose sister that was?
I have no idea.
Robert Rodriguez.
Really? He put his little sister in there.
Yep. She was originally supposed to star in El Mariachi, but he couldn't afford to fly her down. So he just...
That's incredible.
Yeah, so he just gave her this role. And he's like, and of course El Mariachi blows up. But, yeah. I love that scene. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. So I've done, how many have I done? I've done 3. So I've already talked about it, but on my 14 is when Bucho drops the piece of paper to the guy's mouth. Great shot, good villain moment, good comic book shot. It just makes me happy. It's a very stylistic moment, and I like knowing how it happened. So that's my number 14. It's a cool moment. How are you?
That is cool.
What's your 14?
So my 14, and I don't know if, I don't know. Yeah, it's number 14. That's the one. It's the tension in the moment when they're holding the gun on Banderas, and he opens the guitar case, and it's just a guitar in there. Oh, yeah. And they're like, it's a guitar. It's just a guitar. And then there's this like 10 seconds of you can see it opening up before they see it opening up.
No.
Yeah. No. And so I think that it's just a quick moment of tension, but I think it's played with the perfect tension.
Yeah, because you think it's just expertly played, man. You think he's going to get out of there, and then you just cut to one of the most beautiful gunfights of 1995.
That gunfight could be it could just be credits after that, and it's okay.
Oh, I love that scene. Yeah, because you think it's just such good tension building. Because you know what's in the guitar.
Yeah.
You think he's getting away with it. Then it opens slowly, and you're like, oh, maybe he could close it. But no, he doesn't. And then everyone gets shot. All right. My 15 is the limo explosion. Because they wanted to flip the limo. but they couldn't because it was too heavy. So Bob Shelley, the guy who's done pretty much every practical effect he's blown up stuff in almost every movie you could ever imagine. They tried to blow up the limo twice and flip it, but it was just too big and heavy, and they couldn't do it. So I just wanted to. They had a limo explosion, but they wanted to flip it. It was just too heavy, and they didn't have enough explosives because of the budget.
Why know why it was too heavy?
Why?
Because it was armor plated and had bulletproof glass.
Exactly. But I just love that.
If Buccio would have bought a regular limousine, then it would have been okay.
It would have gone.
He didn't. He had to go for the big one.
200 feet in the air and landed on somebody.
Yeah.
All right. What's your 15th?
My last one?
Yeah.
My 15th moment is when he drives back and picks up his guitar case at the end and says, "Just in case."
It's a pun, and it makes sense.
It's a pun, and it makes sense, and you're just like, he's kind of gone, because in El Mariachi, if you're aware of the first movie, he was just that, just a mariachi who gets thrust into this crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of Desperado, he's kind of embraced being the gunslinger.
He likes it. He'll kill more people. They'll go to another town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'll keep getting shot.
They do go to another town.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
We know they do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Once upon a time in Mexico.
Yeah.
And also, too, I love when he jumps backwards off the building, but I figure that's an iconic moment, so I didn't want to put that in my 11 through 15.
Yeah, no, it was tough because I had to pick up my 1 through 10 and then not use those ones.
It's very counterintuitive for a podcast, but that's us.
Yeah. Because I couldn't use the hot water, I couldn't use that line. You know what I mean? Like you said, where she's playing guitar and he's the guns are coming closer and closer and closer, like that. Then he kicks her over. Him kicking her over is fantastic.
It's a beautiful movie, and the double grenade, the gigantic grenade explosion that they're walking away from. Beautiful.
Yep.
I love this movie, and I'm really happy we talked about it, man. So I appreciate you going along with me on this folly.
Oh, I'll go along with you on any Rodriguez Banderas folly anywhere. I'm all in.
What are we doing next?
I think next we're doing Waterworld.
Oh, yep, Waterworld. I like it because you and I always prepare a list. I think one night we get really loaded with coffee or something, and we send each other 75 movies to talk about, and then we just pick another one.
And then I think we're doing that. I think we're doing Waterworld and then the Stone Cold Steve Austin prison fight movie.
Oh, yes. What's the name of that again?
I forget, but we'll find it. It's just the Stone Cold Steve Austin it's Lionheart with Stone Cold.
Fighting movie. Let's see. And you said there's a good cast in this, too.
There's an interesting cast in it for sure.
All right, we'll look that up. And what do you think about Edge's match at WrestleMania?
Edge is just one of those guys. So I wish you wouldn't ask me it's not going to be a quick answer.
What do you think about Johnny Knoxville?
Johnny Knoxville was great. Is everything I wanted it to be. But I want to say this, and this goes back. I'm going to tie this into movie making and this episode. When Rodriguez made El Mariachi, when he made Desperado, he was learning how to do that, and there was something that was in that process, magic happened. We've kind of talked about that. And when you refine things right down to be the most efficient at it, sometimes the magic is gone. And I feel like Edge is so good at what he does at it's almost too slick sometimes. It's almost on paper too much of a perfect match to be actually a perfect match. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it. It's when an athlete is so good that you just sort of take it for granted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I always like to equate when I talk about movies, Jaws and the Wild Wild West, because when not Shakespeare, when Spielberg made Jaws, he didn't say I'm going to make a tentpole. I did, but Spielberg didn't say I'm going to make a tentpole summer blockbuster and change the genre of movies forever. He said I just want to tell a story about a shark, and it changed everything. But when they made Wild Wild West, they said, we're going to have action figures, we're going to have a radio song, we're going to have a big star, this movie is going to do this, have these actresses in it, and it's going to be a big summer blockbuster. And then the Wild Wild West happened because it was almost too much by the books.
Yeah. It felt very homogenized, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the safest movies.
It was real safe, and it didn't do what it was supposed to do. But all that to say is, if anybody here hasn't seen Desperado, go watch Desperado right now.
Watch it while listening to this episode. So
Yeah.
put it on.
So Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but your wife hadn't seen this movie prior to this conversation, had she?
She had not. She had not.
And did she watch it with you?
Oh, she loves it.
Was she just blown away by how could this exist without me knowing about it?
Well, you know what's crazy? She loves Robert Rodriguez. So she's a big fan of his because I introduced her to his cooking schools, and she knows about him from some of his later movies, and she knows about him from the commentaries I've listened to with him, but she hadn't watched this, and so she just sat down and watched it and was like a huge fan. She dug it.
Yeah.
How could you not?
It's fantastic from beginning to end.
Beautiful movie. Well, I appreciate. Hey, you want to promote GoFigure?
Yeah, sure. We have GoFigure on YouTube. It's one word, and we're an action figure restoration channel. So we take action figures and fix them up, and we have some episodes where we talk toys with other toy guys. But it's a lot of fun. We just released a Batmobile episode where I fixed up an old Batmobile and then pulled a little Fast and the Furious, and we actually raced an '84 Superpowers Batmobile against the '89 Toy Biz Batmobile. And we wanted to see which one was the best, so we had a little drag race. So we have a lot of fun. So go check it out.
You gotta watch it. Go check it out. It's wonderful. And then listen, you've done episodes recently of retro blasting too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I just did an episode with retro blasting and analog toys where we just discussed all things John Rambo. So if you're a Rambo fan, that's the episode for you.
Oh, amazing. Well, hey man, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me, Mark.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Adam Hodgins, this is Movie Stones and Flicks. We'll see you next week.